if that works. Um, and I will try to pay attention to the chat, but sometimes I might get distracted. I got a multiple screens here, and what I'll do is I'll share my screen. I'll share some things that are going on with. Hold on, let me do this real quick. I had to mute that. Oh, yeah, I did. Um, so I'll move that out of the way. Then, yeah, it was playing my other live stream, so I could hear myself echoing, which is terrible. Um, and for those of you that registered, I will provide a recording of this, but I wanted to let you know that this is real time, and when I share the deal for the property and make it available, that it is first come. It's first come, first serve. So that's fine. And we've got 6 beautiful properties to talk about here. And I wanted to share some, some things about it. First of all, I did save the best property for last. So first of all, I just want to acknowledge, can you guys hear me okay? Is my audio coming through? Is my video playing for you just fine? We're on Starlink, so it's supposed to be pretty good. But if you could just say, yeah, okay, thanks, Chris. Appreciate that. Just want to make sure that's working well. I'm offering special holiday pricing that won't be on the website. So don't just go to the website and say, oh, that's not the pricing. And if you've been on my list, you've received emails from me, you maybe received text messages from me or my colleague, and so this pricing will not be on the website, period. You're going to see it on this live stream, and I'm going to give you a QR code that you could, if you would like to reserve. And the way I'm doing, I'll just tell you right up front. If you purchase land from me before, you know how I roll. We're very accommodating. The reservation process is, if you decide that, hey, this property's not for me, fully refundable. You have the time to go and check out the property, make sure it's right for you, that sort of thing. So I want to make sure that you get the land that you want, right? And that you're happy, and that if you're not happy, we make it right. So that's the way I work here at Country Mile Land. I'm super excited because I've been in the business now for a few years. That I keep having people, when they do the owner financing with me, they've been paying off their land. I've been recording deeds and handing the keys to new happy owners of property. In fact, I have a gentleman that I need to follow up with tomorrow to take care of another piece of land that was just paid off, and it's so because he wants to have an event there, and he may have some friends and family and do something on the property. So I think that's really cool. So the only way to get the deal is to be on here tonight. I've saved the best property for last. It's a lake access parcel. You've seen these parcels on my website. So utilities are already in place. So that's power, water, a phone line. I know a lot of us are on using Starlink and other things depending on where the property is located. And it's it has lake access and deeded lake access. So it has a nice large tract of land on the lake that homeowners get to take, or property owners get to take advantage of. So that's excellent. All of these deals expire Christmas Eve, midnight Christmas Eve. We'll just call it Pacific time. We did this live stream at 5 o'clock Pacific. It's going to be at Pacific time. Oh, great. We got more people rolling in. So hello, everybody. If you just joined me, you can, the chat's open. I can go look at chats, and I will give you an intro to the properties. Yeah, you know what I'll do? I'll give an intro to the properties. Maybe we'll spin through them, okay? Because I know it's like, oh, I saw that one and then I wanted that one, or what have you. So what I'll do is I'll go through the properties first, then I'll go back. I'll spin back through and reveal the reservation QR code. That'll be the simplest thing to do. So what I'd recommend. And I'll put the link in also into the chat for each one as I do it. So you can do the QR code, or you can do the link in the chat, and use that to make the reservation. And again, fully refundable. If for some reason, or if another property wasn't taken and you wanted to switch to that or what have you, how I do things here at Country Mile Land. But what you'll have is you can have your phone too, if you want to just do it real quick and do your camera and take the QR code right off the screen. I'll display it, and then you can go to the special link. It's not one of the reservation links on the website. That way I'll know that you're taking advantage of the Christmas Land Rush special. Okay. So let me do this. I'm not sharing my screen. Good. So deals expire. And so what makes it special? Now, many of you are already familiar with Southern Oregon. Okay. Less like 25 minutes from the California border. You got Klamath Falls, 45,000 people, gives you everything you need. You got grocery stores, hospitals, Home Depot, restaurants, so nightlife, that sort of thing. I call this the place where the government stays out of your way. Okay. Oregon has no sales tax. Property taxes are, it just boggles my mind how low property taxes are in Klamath County, Oregon. I mean, if anyone lives in California or lives where I live in Colorado, you know that property taxes are through the roof, and the government, state and county governments are, you know, in your hair constantly. And zoning is relaxed in Klamath County. You can camp, you can build, you can breathe. So for folks coming from California, like I said, 30 minutes from the border, same mountain beauty, fraction of the cost, a whole lot more freedom. Okay. You can challenge me on that, but I've lived in California. I've lived in now Colorado. I've lived in many, many states. And so I've had an experience, sort of a breadth of experience of, living coast to coast. I grew up, born in Ohio, raised in Virginia. So I've been around, I was in the military. So I've been around the country quite a bit. And so I have a sense of, what things cost. And I was just in California looking at the gas prices, and I almost had a heart attack. So what can you do out here? Let me tell you what people do out here. They go fishing, Upper Klamath Lake, Agency Lake, Sprague River, Williamson River, for trout, bass, some of the best fly fishing in the West. Okay. So that's big deal. If we have any hunters, a lot of hunters, I live on a mountain as well. So that's a Cascade Mountain area. So if you're into hunting, deer, elk, waterfowl, public lands everywhere. So you have a lot of flexibility in terms of hiking, biking, outdoor, year-round outdoor activities. And then Crater Lake, which is one of the most beautiful places in America, is only about an hour away. So I have, if you've been on my website, you've seen this featured, but sometimes people forget about things like Crater Lake and how beautiful that is. This is let me share my screen here real quick. Go here, let me allow the notifications. I'm going to share my screen and tell me if this is sharing for you. This famous for its deep blue water, very, very clear. I think I understand it's the clearest water in North America. There's snowshoeing available, fishing, cross-country skiing, a lot. So the activities for something like Crater Lake nearby are just stunning. So it's one of the things that makes it very, very beautiful. And if anyone has any trouble seeing my screen, I apologize. Let me know, and I'll get back on it and try to address the technical issues. Okay. So let me stop sharing for a moment. That is one of the things that you can do. Here's another thing. And I take this for granted because I'm a city boy. I came from Northern Virginia. So I grew up inside the DC Beltway. And then I found my way to become more of a country boy by living in different parts. I've lived in Louisiana, Mississippi, yes, Southern California, a couple times in my life, and now on a mountain, on a dirt road in a mountain community in Colorado. And I kind of view Klamath as Klamath County as being one of those unspoiled mountain areas where you have also dark skies. And so dark skies are a real big deal. My wife, Diva, is amazed at how beautiful it is. We can go out at night and enjoy the stars. Now, someone said they're from Arizona. If they're out, out away from town, you get dark skies in some of those areas as well. So having the beauty of that, we just had the aurora borealis recently. I mean, it's just incredible the peace and serenity and the ability to see things. We just had a meteor shower the other night here, and we can actually see it and enjoy it. So, all right, let's do this. Are you guys still with me? And are you guys excited about tonight? We're going to zip through this fast. Like I said, I think Chris had a good idea to take a look. Yeah, hey, thanks, Terry. So Chris had a good idea to run through the properties first. Then I'll go back through them and give the deal. Okay. Or you know what? I'll give the deal and then I'll give the deal on each one. You can take notes and then you can see the QR code that I'll share with you. Okay. So the first property is make sure I have it right, because I had my assistant put together a little list here. Is on Ruffled. Yeah, they spelled it right. Ruffled Grouse Lane. Okay. It's nearly 3 acres. And this property is ready. It's level and cleared. It's ready to go. Now, all of these properties are buildable. They all have mountain views, and they are all, quick driving distance to gas and groceries. I don't care if you want to go to a small little town and grab your gas and groceries there, get your hair cut, what have you. Like for me, I've got a small town that's 15 minutes away. Okay. But then if I want to go and get, big box, Home Depot, Walmart, things like that, then I'm going to go a little bit further. And that's fine. Okay. So if you think, the getting the once a month or whatever I'm doing shopping that way, maybe I'm going to take a longer drive and make a day out of it or half day out of it or something like that. So this one is on Ruffled Grouse, and let me get to a cool, more sort of a cooler picture of it here, and let me share my screen. Sorry, and I have a multi-screen setup, so I get to sort of take advantage of this. And I'm going to do a couple things that will hopefully be cool for you, and we can visualize this together. Okay, so I'm sharing this property, almost 3 acres, and a little tougher to see this from this attitude, but from this attitude, you see, the mountain range surrounding it, and you also see, in this case, this is the sunset. This is a golden hour picture, and we see the power lines, and that's a big telltale for a property like this, because when you have power right there on the property, it's then you're looking at you have the option of drilling a well or having a cistern. And we have people that have cisterns here where I live, and it's really easy to get them filled at relatively very little cost, low cost. So again, being a city boy, I was always on city water, city sewer. So you took advantage, you take advantage of that. But in this kind of environment, and I'm on a septic now in the house that I live in, I'm on a community water system, and I do have a lot that's on a community well. We'll get to that later. But that's something, it's no big deal for me. In fact, I would prefer to have control over my own water, because if I'm on a community system, then I'm subject to the rates and the levies of maintaining the system and that sort of thing, and that can get tough. In the community system that we're a part of here, they're having a massive upgrade to the system, and they're passing that cost along to us as residents of the community. So there's huge advantage of here where you can have your own land, power, and you just either drill a well, or have your own dedicated water source that way, or put a cistern on the property. This one has a nice corner lot. These are all going to be on dirt roads. Generally, one actually has more of a gravel road, but you can see it's very easily accessible. So you're not going to need a four-wheel drive to get to this property. And there are some trees not far from the property, but this property is clear and ready to go. You could put a fence around it. It's 3 acres. I live on, I'm on a mountain here. I'm just over an acre, but imagine having 3 acres. You could have horses. You could have other, basically your homestead on the property, grow things, what have you. And this one is in, to show you the address. This is in Chiloquin, Oregon. 2.97 acres in Chiloquin, Oregon. So one thing I'm going to do, you can see the list pricing for this right now. Okay. And generally what I do is I charge a doc fee or processing fee. It's a one-time fee to handle the paperwork. And then I offer a cash discount on the property or terms on the property. Okay. With the down payment and then monthly payments from there. And I'm not charging interest when I do my regular financing. So that's pretty cool. But what I'm going to do for each of these properties before I flip to the next one is I'm going to bring up Google Earth on the property. This is 2.97 and that's 509. I think so. Let's see if Google Earth cooperates with it. It's been, see how that looks. If I'm able to manipulate that. There we go. So you can get a sense of the location of the property. The property, the property is here, and then you have, I can go and sometimes they put the mountain range on the property. Looks like they haven't extruded the mountains in this vantage point, but you saw from the ground level that this is in a more of a farm country area. Okay. And then you have very easy access on the road system around. And now this data is a little bit dated. There's nothing on the property. So we have some structures that were, or other items that were on the property. Those should be off the property. And so you could be getting a cleared lot there in Chiloquin, Oregon. So what are the details? So we have 12,000 for this property, 2.97 acres. The amenities nearby in terms of Chiloquin, you've got Sprague River is well, you're in Chiloquin, but you also have the town of Sprague River nearby. You have the city of Klamath Falls that you can get to. And that's going to be true for most of these properties for doing a lot of the big box retail and restaurants and nightlife and things like that. And then some other amenities, as we mentioned, with the Crater Lake nearby. Okay. So what is the deal on this one? I'm offering it for $12,997, $249 a month for 60 months with a $249 doc fee. All right. So what I'm going to do, and this is going to be, I've never done this before in terms of the amount that I'm taking off on a few dimensions. I have a few dimensions available to me. One is, and you've seen me do this before, where I waive the doc fee. Okay, so there is a reservation. You can make a reservation when I give you the QR code, but that would just apply to the down payment or the cash price. Okay, so that'll be the case for every property we talk about tonight. I'm going to do usually one big thing for people is what's it going to cost me to get in, right? Into what's the down payment going to be? And so I am going to do two things. Yeah, so I'm gonna waive the doc fee. I'm going to You know what? I'm going to cut that down payment in half. I'm going to have a down payment of 497. Okay. I haven't done like that low down payments generally in years. So generally my down payments are a thousand and up, up to, you know, 3 or 4 thousand. Uh, so for 497 down, and you know what? I have to make a note of this in my document here. I'm going to make it, this is kind of nuts. So, um, 199 a month for 72 months. Okay. I'm actually doing this off the cuff right now. 199 a month for 72 months. That's what I'm going to make it. I had a suggestion here, but I'm going to change it. All right. And I'm making notes right now. So, 199 a month for 72 months, 497 down for that property, and the doc fee is waived. Okay. So remember this one. Well, this is our cleared and level Oregon parcel ready for cultivation. Okay. So I hope that sets the pace for you. Let me stop sharing for a second. Come back. Come back. Okay, Jennifer, Chris. Okay, we got some more people come on the line. Awesome, awesome. So remember the cleared and level. You want to write a note down. Cleared and level, Oregon parcel, almost 3 acres. Okay. So let's move on to our next one. This is giving me suggestions here. Other things to say. No HOA. Yay! I love that. No HOA is awesome. Less than a car payment. I don't know what universe some people live in if they think they're going to get a 199 car payment, but generally it's a lot more than that. If you have a pickup truck, forget about it. And then, for less than a car payment, you lock in 3 acres of land with all the freedom to breathe and build and have a getaway is fantastic. So remember that number. I wrote it down here and I'm writing it down here, and then we'll move on to the next parcel here. Let me do 199 a month. Yeah, 199. There we go. All right. So that was that one. And then I'll bring the QR code back in just a moment. So we're moving on to, let's go here. I'm going to bring this over. Oh, I love how this presents. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. A lot of the similar attributes on these properties. Okay, I love this. This is a drone. This is not AI. Let me just say, this is live. I paid hard cash for drone photography of this property. Okay, so what you see is what you get. So we're going to call this our outdoorsman's dream. I like that terminology. Outdoorsman's dream. There's power nearby. Um, it has plenty of trees, but there's plenty of open space, cleared level space for a cabin or forever home with great views, and another one with no HOA. And when you see stuff like this, there's a car there. That's not a Jeep. That's a sedan. That's actually the guy that drives and does my drone photography. So pretty level access to this lot and some really nice buildable area, level property, plenty of pine trees and areas to build off on the property with power nearby. I think I indicate on the parcel how close the power is if it is on the road right there. So that means like right there. When I say on road, usually if it's not on the road, I'll say how many feet away it is if you're pulling a line with the power company. Okay. But this one's right there on the road. Let me bring it up. 270-879 on the, I was hoping. Yeah. So we have, when I bring it up in this map, it's not as cool to me. Let me see if I can, while we're talking, let me bring it up in regular Google Earth on the web. And if that gives us more terrain view of what's going on. But in the meantime, let me share what is the deal on this one. Property 2. I would say that the amenities are nearly identical to the other property. Okay. It is 2.37 acres, so smaller. It's more of a residential lot, but residential 2.37. Like if you're in town, you're not on 2 acres, right? So 2.37, that's a nice little home, mini homestead. Has power right there on the lot. And you are quick drive, 10 minutes to the town of Sprague River. You got that 1 hour drive to K Falls, they call it, Klamath Falls. And again, no HOA on the property. And this is our outdoorsman's dream power trees level clearing for cabin. And I'm going to go import new map. Okay, here, yeah. Open, okay, there it is. Okay, and I put down Land Rush, and this is, I just want to see if this is cooperative 2700879. There it is. Here we go. I think that's a better view. When I bring it up on the web view, there's the lot there, right here on TP Lane, and this is the more of the panorama that you see. So it's giving actual landscape of the Cascade Mountains, Fremont National Forest. So Forest Service land not far away. Town of Sprague River right there, and yeah, this is, get a sense of the location of the lot. So it's on a nice grid here, easy drive in, don't need 4-wheel drive to get on the dirt road to the parcel, power on the lot. Okay. So you do have access when you're on the mapping system to, you go here. When you're on the mapping system, I'm going to give you a little trick, is you can come and navigate this using Land ID right here. Okay. So you all have access to this. You can go at your leisure, open this full screen and look around the property using my mapping system. Okay. So I have on this one, cash terms 13,997, 279 for 60 months. So very similar, right? Do you think I should, let me bring this over just so I can make my notes here. If it's very similar, should I go ahead and do the same offer on this one? Because that would just make it much easier for me to remember what I did. Someone chatted here. What do they say? Should I do the same thing? All right, everyone say yes, yes. Okay. All right, fine. I forgot to say what the cash price was on the previous one. So why don't we make it 11,900 cash price on the previous lot, 11,900 on this lot. That's the cash price. I'm making my note here. And the same deal. 497 down, 199 a month for 72 months. No doc fee. I'm just making my note right here. Same deal, 11,900. Make it just real easy for you, for us. So cash price, if you just want to be done and it's yours, okay, then I would say no early payoff penalty. I never do that. So that's a great question. Thanks, Chris. No early payoff penalty. Okay. And if you pay it off in the first year, I'll give you the same as cash. If you want to pay it off early, in fact, I give you the early payoff advantage. Is if you pay it off in the first year, I'll give you the same as cash. All right. Um, so that's a pretty sweet deal. Um, remember that one. We'll call this our outdoorsman's dream. Power trees, level clearing for cabin. Okay, make a note of that, and it's going to be real easy for you to put the numbers down. QR code coming up in just a moment. Let's move on over to Golden Eagle Drive. And let me move this. I got so many little windows open here. And Golden Eagle Drive is right here. Had some snow on the ground when we had our photographer go, and this was, I think snow on the ground is always beautiful. If the sun comes out, Southern Oregon, because it's 30 minutes from California, gets 270 days of sunshine. So it's one of those, again, hidden gems that you get the benefits of a lot of sunshine, and you can still get snow on the ground and have a sunny day and enjoy it. So and this, I that's why I view it as sort of like that hidden gem with very low taxes associated with it. So this one, again, on a dirt road, I would call this more of my mountain retreat. This is more like where I live on a mountain, where I probably would recommend not bringing your Prius. Okay. You're gonna need a little bit more of a vehicle that can handle a bit more of a mountainous uh, dirt road getting in. But this particular one, let me just check it and make sure I'm not misstating for you. This one is in it has an HOA light, I call it, because Klamath Falls Forest Estates HOA is not in your hair. They're not telling you what to build. The county has their own building code. They cover, as counties always do, but they don't. This HOA doesn't tell you what to build, and they're not going to have an architectural review board looking at what you're building. What they will do is they do want to preserve the natural beauty of Klamath Falls Forest Estates, the name of the subdivision. And one of the aspects of it is that it's a forest. It's a forested community. So they don't want you clear cutting the land. So they're okay with you doing some clearing as it makes sense to build your home, your cabin, what have you. I think the only thing is they're restricting, or they ask you to check with them if you're going to cut trees over 4 inches in diameter. Okay. So if you're going to start just bulldozing all the trees down, they're gonna say, hey, that's not Klamath Falls Forest Estates. You're kind of turning it into, clear cut area. So they would rather you not do that. But here's the other cool thing about this subdivision is, and by the way, they don't care if you're clearing shrubs and things like that. They're just talking about mature trees. Um, the only other thing that they care about, or you care about, is that they maintain the roads. So if you want to get in and there's been a snowfall, they're going to have somebody come, and if they know you're living there, they're going to have someone come in and plow the roads. They're going to maintain the roads. Okay. And that's part of the deal. Um, the HOA dues are like insane. I think the last time I looked at the HOA dues on this, it was $10 uh $10 a year, which I thought I misread that, but just a very, very low number for the HOA. And I'll show you on the map where it is. Let me can I show where's this on the map? Okay, good question. Let me show this map, and then I'll go into the other map here. So let me view larger map. So there's the property here. And then if I want to do a directional to Bonanza, which is, I believe, the nearest, 17 minutes down to Bonanza is to the, okay. So north of, like, due north as the bird flies from Bonanza. Okay. 17-minute drive down. That's my drive to Lyons today, is that if nearest gas, I have to go about 17 minutes north to Estes Park or 17 minutes south to Lyons. That's what I do. And that, to me, that's no big deal. I just sent my son down there to get gas for the generator. So what is the big deal is the taxes, the county being in your hair, all those other things. So yeah, I'm going to continue. I'll continue with the rest of the properties. Let me just share real quick if the overhead map on this one, because this is on Bly Mountain. Yeah. So we have this 396,360. And I'm going to bring up Google Earth here. And thank you for chatting with me. That's excellent. So new local file, I'm going to do open local, that one. There we go. So this is our parcel here. You can see it's well treed. There we go. You get a sense for the terrain around the parcel. So you get these beautiful mountain views from the property. The property's on the road, and there's power nearby this lot. And it's in what's called Klamath Falls. There he goes. Look at that. So you got a butte up there. So it's near Klamath. It's in the Klamath Falls Forest Estates subdivision. Now, there's one other benefit of this property. It's a big one. Klamath Falls Forest Estates Unit 1 maintains not only the roads, they maintain 2 wells that you can take your water tank to if you want to, or you can have somebody fill it for you. You can take your water and fill your water tank from their well. You're actually, that's the HOA well, so it's really owned by you as a landowner, and you get a key to those 2 wells so that you can go and fill and then fill your cistern. And that's a big deal. I mean, I have people here that truck in their own water just because that's the way they roll. They're happy doing that, and it's no problem. The water's clean, pure, fresh. They love it, and low cost. In fact, there's no per gallon fee. It's just part of being an owner in the Klamath Falls Forest Estates community. So if you live on this land, if you build on this land and put your property here, you will get the key to the well. Okay. And you can go fill. So that's super cool. Love that. Same deal that we had for the other property. Hold on. No, it's not. No, it's not. Hang on. The previous one. This is our third property. So let me share with you the pricing on this. This is our property 3, Golden Eagle. Oh, I love the name of this one, Golden Eagle Drive. So this one it is 2.4 acres. It's got the extra amenities of keys to the well, roads maintained, nice subdivision due north of Bonanza. Okay. So I really love this property. I have it featured right now for $13,997, $249 a month for 60 months. A little bit higher down payment, $14.97, $249 doc fee. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the cash price to 12.5. from 13,997. So if you want to just pick it up now and start building on it, it's yours for 12.5. I'll take a nice haircut on the cash terms. And with the down payment, I'm going to be, you know what? I'm going to be consistent here. We're calling this is our Pine Tree Oregon Retreat. I'm not going to ask 1497. I'm going to cut that in half, like I did with the other parcels. So for 747, for $747 down payment, and doggone it, 199 a month for 72 months. Same thing. That's nuts. I should run the math on that. I'm gonna have to rerun my math on that. 199 a month for 72 months. And I have never done this so aggressively before. So yeah, that's the deal. Anyone 199. I mean, yeah. I've got Starlink and I probably pay I'm paying for their regular, their higher end plan that gives me unlimited data. It's 120 a month. So yeah, 199 a month for 72 months. You want to pay it off early, pay it off within a year. You can get that 12.5 cash payment. Same as cash payment. 12.5 is the cash price. No doc fee. Very, very low HOA, not in your hair. They're not there. I call it HOA light. So you have a lot of advantages. That's a great deal. And again, the QR code's coming in just a minute. So what's the same amenities? The one thing I didn't mention to you is I really love Bonanza. If you look up Bonanza, Spanish word for great prosperity, you don't have to go far. I mean, you're just a quick hop down to Bonanza for restaurants, groceries, coffee shop, gas station, haircut, etc. Right? So you can have your own little town that you know the people. You could attend, do the kinds of activities you love to do. Right? I go to church up in Estes Park. It's about the same distance as Bonanza is from this property. Okay, and I meet and greet and I get to know people in that bigger, quote unquote, bigger town, right? If you want to go to the big town, then you head over to K Falls for the big box retail. So that's that one. Let me stop sharing for a moment. And wow, more people attending. Yay! Hey, welcome everybody. Thank you for coming on the line. We have a recording of this. We're going through all the properties first, and we're now on property 4 of 6. So we're making a good timing right now. So that previous property was our Golden Eagle Drive. I'm sorry, our Chicken Hawk Drive property. Let me make sure that's the name here. No, yeah. That's our this is our Golden Eagle Drive property that I just gave you the pricing on. And I'm making notes here, so don't worry about it. Now we're moving on to property 4, Chicken Hawk. I'll call this Chicken Hawk number 1. And let me grab the view. Oh, this is the kind of stuff I love. Let me bring up the screen. Sorry about that. I love sharing this kind of the photography that the drone photographer did on the property. Really, a really nice job. And while I do that, I'm going to bring up the Google Earth and I'm going to open the KML on that one. That one this one also is a Bonanza address. So it's pretty close to Bonanza as well. 877232. That's it. Boom. I think it is this one here. And we get our sort of same vantage point here of the terrain that you have with this parcel is on a dirt road as well. And you have this super beautiful views from the property. And I'll show you in just a second here. Sorry, I wish I had a little more nice farmland down below. You're on the mountain. This one is, let's see where it is. It is on Klamath Forest Estates First Edition. So the nice thing about this property, I hope I have the right link up here. One sec. Yeah, it's for sale. Okay. That's Chicken Hawk. I might have the road name wrong on this one. Yeah, Chicken Hawk. There it is. Um, the nice thing about this property is this one's not HOA. Okay, so nobody's in your hair. If you want, obviously you need to adhere to the county code for building, but you don't have any, no one's in your hair. I have a similar price point on this one, a bit higher on the down payment on this one. Okay. 1997 down, 13,997. And it's something called Klamath. Well, I'm hitting the wrong. This is 2.32. Yep. Okay. I'm misspeaking. I'm clicking around here pretty fast. So I take that back. This one is the same HOA as the previous parcel. So this one has the road maintenance. This one has the water key, the keys to the water wells, your ability to fill your own tanks and haul the water or have someone haul the water for you. And there's a lot of people in communities like this where they'll bring the water in for you. They'll say, "Oh, give me the keys," and I'll go, since you live there, you have rights to access those wells and fill the tank at no additional cost. Okay. And you're just paying the $10, annual HOA fee. So very, very easy to manage. And so I love Klamath Falls Forest Estates Unit 1. Again, dirt road. I'd recommend having not a Prius, not a Civic Hybrid. I'd go in there with something a little beefier, right? A four-wheel drive. Best to have a four-wheel drive when you're on dirt roads. My take. Those other two flat parcels, fine. You can go in with a sedan, not a problem. In fact, my drone photographer drives in a sedan and has taken all these pictures and photography. So this property is Bonanza. So the nearest town is literally, 15, 20 minutes away. So same benefits, same, I think, benefit of being in Unit 1, which is HOA with water and road maintenance, and a nice size 2.32 acre parcel. So what's the deal here? What do you guys want on this one? So given what I did previously on the, let me go to the chat. Someone posted in there. Should I continue the trend? Should I continue the trend now? I'm actually going to take a deeper, 0 down. I know, Crystal. That would be great. But I'm going to do, it's 1997. It was suggested that I do, like a 50% down because I've never done anything like that. 50% off the down payment. I'm just going to go nutso, and I'm just going to make this 747 too. Not 1997. This one's 747 too, like the previous one. So I'm going to change that to 747. I'm writing this down into my little sheet here. I'm going to make this cash price 12.5, same as the other. Okay. So, because I'm offering owner financing, I own it. My company, I own the company, and the company owns the land. So, because I'm offering owner financing, I obviously want you to have skin in the game, right? So you're putting some money down, and I'm going to ask $199 a month for this one too. I'm just going to go all in. I'm going to go $199 a month for 72 months. Like, people spend that much on their matcha latte if they have like a two matcha latte habit. You know, they're if you think about it, $199 a month, and then having your own getaway retreat is crazy. That's no dock fee. Okay. Yeah, I would love to do. No, I think this is very fair. So, Jeremy's throwing out a number. If you've watched what I've done in the last few years that I've been running this business, this is unprecedented for Country Mile Land. All right, this kind of down payment. So, by the way, you're not going to see this on the website. If someone walks in through the front door and wants the property and they have not been on the live stream with me right now, they're not going to get this price. The $1,997 is the price for the down payment. Okay, so $747 down, $12,500 for the cash terms, $747 and $199 a month for 72 months. We'll just stretch it out a little bit longer and get you a lower price per month. And same deal, you want to pay it off early within a year, you can get that $12,500 price. Okay. Yeah, I really think these are, and we're almost done. So we're almost spin through them. So that was parcel number 4. We're on parcel 5 of 6. So we're just about done. This one is a little different. So I'm going to feature it for you. And let me just go to properties. It is our largest parcel. This one, because of I actually work with a partner on this one. And so I'm unable to offer the owner financing on this, but I'm going to present it with an amazing price for those that are ready to take advantage of it. Okay. This is the largest tract, 3.17 acres. Okay. It is listed right now, and this was already discounted. I'd already discounted it previously at 18.5 approximately, with a 249 one-time dock fee. You're real close to the Fremont-Winema National Forest, and you're right there at the Klamath Falls number 32 Game Management Area, GMA. So you're talking about just north of the California border. Plenty. You can hunt on your land. You can go hunt, on public lands that are real close to you because you're right next to the National Forest. You are also in Plat 1, which means keys to the wells, maintain roads. Okay. And this is on Chicken Hawk Drive. So let me show this one here real quick. Google Earth, and I'm going to open up that, open the local file, and that's 751. So there it is. Let's see how this looks here. So I would say that this lot is mostly clear. There's a lot of clear terrain on the lot, which is a big advantage. I would call it relatively level. Like once you get up, you see the road is right here. There's the dirt road, and you can get up the rise past the tree line. So it's nice to have a little private area on the road. But once you're above the road, you have a little mini ranch with over 3 acres. You're running horses, you're running livestock, you're putting up your greenhouse, you're running, a mini farm. You're doing all those things with the government out of your hair. That is the advantage of this property, is that it's already relatively cleared, just some trees on the road on Chicken Hawk. And then you have a nice big over 3 acre tract to fun and frolic on. And you're within beautiful mountain views. You get up, you have your coffee in the morning. You're just a short, quick drive down into town, into Bonanza, gas, groceries, haircut, or a little farther into Klamath Falls. Taking advantage of the hunting season, and you have your own farm animals. have your dog run on the property, fence it in, do what you want, right? And is the HOA going to give you a hard time about clearing trees? You don't have to clear a bunch of trees. It's already clear. It's already, so it's not, I personally would want to keep the tree line on the road for some privacy, you know. So that's, to me, that's a big advantage. So that's my I would say my homestead 3.17 acre Chicken Hawk property. Remember that. It is a cash deal. So I'm going to do this. It is for those that want to do this. I have this what was suggested to me, and I'm going to actually go lower than what was suggested to me. So it was listed for 18.5, right? 18,497. I'm going to go ahead and do that for. I'm going to take $5,000 off this mini ranch and do it for 13.5 cash. There's no owner financing on this one. So if you want to do a cash deal and you want the mini ranch that's relatively clear and you want to go fence it, put the animals, put the farm, run the horses. And by the way, Klamath County lets you have a certain number of animals per acre when you have livestock, when you have horses, etc. They're like, oh, great. This is what you can run based on your acreage. You've got over 3 acres. So I thought it was like you could run a herd of horses. I mean, I thought it was 2 or 3 horses per acre or something like that. Yeah. So my sister has horses in Virginia. So she's really into this type stuff. All right. So remember that I just wrote that down, 13.5. And that takes us to, remember I said I was going to, let me make sure I still have you. There you are. Remember I said I was going to save one of the best for last, or maybe the best for last. Okay. Are you guys still with me? Best for last. You want to take a look at it and maybe, I kind of drool on stuff like this. I dig this stuff. And then we'll whip out the QR codes. This is property 6. It's one of my favorites, if not my favorite, communities, which is Oregon Shores. And Oregon Shores, let me just say, has so many things going for it, and it's really, in terms of family activities, water access, having fun, getting to the fly fishing, which, by the way, you have that actually with all 6. All right. But this is a community that has been at the top of my list because Oregon Shores Unit 2, which is the Oregon Shores Recreational Club, this one has an HOA. Okay. So this one has an HOA, but again, I feel like the HOA in this subdivision compared to ones that I'm familiar with in Virginia and Colorado and Florida and other states is, they're trying to maintain the beauty of the community, and they're also maintaining for a very low HOA fee, okay, for what they provide. They provide water as part of the HOA fee, okay, water, and they have power lines on the road, so you can hook up right away. They're not giving you free electricity, but they have power on the road, so you can hook up your water and you can hook up the power. They do have, historically they have phone lines there, so if you want a landline, but who does that, right? These days, it's going to be you're going to do cell service and probably, if you're like me, Starlink for internet, because we're communicating right now on Starlink. It's a rock solid high speed internet connection. So I'm going to share my screen and show this gem, which is Oregon Shores Unit 2. with, um, and the reason I say this is special and a gem because, um, I want to make a deal available on this because I've not cleared the lot. What if I go ahead and spend the money and clear the lot, it's going to go like in a hot second. And clearing lots are like dirt cheap in Southern Oregon. But this is really shrubs and brush that's on here. So you can imagine this lot being cleared off. You can see my for sale sign right there. This is a gravel road, maintained gravel road in a community. Okay. So not dirt, not in a mountain town. You can drive your Prius here if you want. Okay. Um, and this is, the front of the lot. Let's go and take a look at somebody. Actually, my photographer put the end of the property line with a little branch there so you could see it. But this is a shot down the road. Isn't the sky, aren't the skies beautiful in Oregon? I mean, it's like California in some ways, right? With 270 days of sunshine. So you have really great weather available to you. These are this is one of the lots that, yeah, this is just one of the lots there. I'm going to share my map of this, and the map unit is 101. So let me import it here, and you guys can take a peek. There it is. So I'm going to show you a few things. First of all, what do you notice? Well, there's the lot. What's this? Right? That's Agency Lake, right? That's Agency Lake. So uh, you're you can walk down to the lake from here, certainly, right? And this entire thing is the Oregon Shores community here, okay, sitting on the lake. Very, very beautiful. Um, the other thing you'll notice, and if I can zoom out, is you have mountain views. So number two, incredible mountain views and quick access to the lake. Okay, there's the property, subject property there. It's kind of facing uh, the mountain range over there. You can, and just absolutely stunning. Okay. You have gravel roads that are maintained by the community, and you have a community well. Now, a community water system. So that means that there's water pipe running in front of your property. They're power lines and water pipe. So the only thing that you're doing is you're putting a home on the property, and then you get to connect to the water and the power, and away you go. All of these are on septic, so it'd be a septic for the for sewer. So this is incredible. It's one of my gem properties. I love Oregon Shores. Now, if this weren't enough, uh, there's something even better about this, and that is you have, I'm zooming out here, right nearby, and I want to make sure I zoom in on the right thing. I believe it is this right here, because the one to the north of that is, yeah, right here is what's called the Oregon Shores um, lake access parcel. So this is, I have it listed right here. You can see it right here. This is what's called the 17-acre park that is part of, when you buy a lot in Oregon Shores Beach Club, or I'm sorry, Recreational Club, you get access to the 17-acre park. So you can take your family. It's like yours, right? You can go there. There's no additional fee for you to go there. You can go fishing. You can go swimming. You can do have recreation. You can have the family reunion there and do all the things. Okay, so that is incredible. And if I'm zooming in on the right thing, there's Oregon Shores there. Just want to make sure. Yeah. Oh, here it is, right here. So this is the club right here. I'm just circling it right now with my cursor. Okay. So there's the entrance into it, and this is the 17-acre um, homeowners park. The other nice thing is that as a homeowner, you get, if you want to have friends come over with RVs, they can come and get substantially discounted rates, just stay and park their RV and get connections, get hookups and stay there. Okay. So it's set up for RVs. It's set up for camping. It's set up for you recreating with your friends and family, and it's on the lake. So to me, this is one of the best, incredible values of lake access. So you don't have to pay the crazy prices for lakefront, but you get all the benefits of having lakefront. And by the way, there's also, you can walk down to it from here, but there's the Hensel Park boat launch. So you could be, if you just want to go there and, you got your garage and you pull the boat out and you just want to go and launch the boat, boom, you're on the lake. That's a public boat launch. Just launch your boat and boom, you're out there fishing, or doing, or drift boat and drift on your drift boat or what have you. Okay. A lot of fun. You can see this is well maintained, nice parking lot there with a launch for your boat at the Hensel Park public boat launch. So let me ask you a question, because I haven't been asking questions as much as I should. Are you as excited as I am about this type of thing? Because this is super for me. Let me just come back here and see who I got on the line here. Oh, we got some suggestions on pricing. Ryan. Yes. Okay. Because it needs to be, you need to have it featured for you, right? You need to have it featured right, in a way that it captures your imagination that this living is possible for me, right? It could be affordable for me. The thing, there is an HOA, be aware of that. Let me run the numbers for you. This is the number for the HOA, and it's on the website, but I just wanted to make sure you were full disclosure. It's like $17 a month for HOA. Could you afford $17 a month for HOA to get your water piped? That covers your water and road maintenance for that 17 a month. So it's really nuts compared to living in California, parts of California or Colorado or on the East Coast or whatever. And yeah, so that's super exciting for me. Very accessible. I'm glad to hear that you're excited about it. So let's talk about, you want to talk about brass tacks on, let me go to I've got so many windows up. That's this guy right here. Boop. And let me make sure I'm on the right one. Yeah, unit 2. All right. Okay. For consistency, here's what I'm going to do. Because I know, some of these are going to go, right? They all should go very fast, right? For consistency, I'm going to say 12.5 for this one. And I want you to be aware, this is, you're building a stick-built home on this. You're not gonna pull a trailer up. You're not gonna. They're keeping this neighborhood nice for a reason, and it's got an HOA. So it's not like some of the others where they're out of your hair and it's HOA light. I would say this is HOA light as well, but a little stiffer, right? In terms of they do want you to build a stick-built home that's at least 1,200 square feet. So if you're planning on putting a travel trailer on it or trying to pull a mobile home on it, that would be no. Okay. So I'm going to be very clear with you. This is not for a mobile home. This is not for travel trailer. This is not for tiny home, that type of thing. This is a very special property. They do want you to have a stick-built home, 1,200 square feet. and 1,200 square feet or better. They're sort of saying it has to be, sticks and siding type of home, but you could talk to them and show them what you're thinking, and maybe you could get approval on the type of structure that you're planning on putting on there. And $17 a month for HOA, with all those amenities and lake access through the 17-acre community park, really, really crazy. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this for 12.5 as well. 12.5 cash, take it. And same thing, 747. I love that number. 747 down. 747 down. And 229 for 72 months. 747 down, 229 for 72 months. Okay. So you get savings on the down payment, you get savings on the monthly payment. We are stretching it out a little bit in terms of the term, but you can still pay it off early. If you pay it off within the first year, you can get that same as cash discount. No doc fee. Okay. No processing fee. So that is the deal. And I'm just going to say, this is a good size lot, almost a third of an acre in Oregon Shores. That's a nice size lot in Oregon Shores. You'll be able to put your home, your septic system on it, and still have a nice yard. So good, nice lot. Not far from Chiloquin, which Chiloquin is the nearest town, very close. There's a little airport there, actually, right there. So a beautiful, beautiful home. I mean, a beautiful home you can put on it, and a small airport if you like to fly. I'm a pilot, actually, so that's meaningful to me. But there's a little airport there, Chiloquin Airport. Town of Chiloquin is right there. So you get gas, groceries, haircut there, or you can head into town in Klamath. Do any of them come with equity to build a home? I feel, Terry, that I'm building in your equity because I'm offering these at below market value. So these already, if you had an assessor come and do an assessment on the property with, say, with a home, your intended home on it, that or just have someone assess the land, like an agent come and assess the land and what you could sell it for. I'm offering these at substantial discount tonight, through the Christmas land rush, to market value for these properties. So already when you get them, you're building in especially if you take advantage of this, early payoff. If you want to pay it off within a year, you've got a nice chunk of equity built in for the land itself. Okay. So when you go to get, let's say, construction loan and want to bundle the whole thing, let's say you go to Clayton Homes or something like that, and you have them build the home for you, you're going to be set up really nice. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this one by one. Um, is give me 1 sec, and I'm going to bring up those links for you. Okay. So I'm going to turn off the share for a moment, and we'll go through these real quick so that you can see, you can take advantage of these links, and we'll go through them. We'll go through them in the same order real fast so you'll remember, and then I'll provide the link to you. Okay. So there's that. Copy. All right. Is everyone able to see my chat window? Because some of you may not be on chat, and able to see that. So I'll start with this one. This was the cleared and level, ready to go. Okay. And maybe the simplest thing to do for me would be is open that. Yeah, that's it. Is it use? Okay. Yeah. Download. So I'm going to put the link right here. So what you can do is you could go and just use your phone to, and I'm going to do that with you and make sure it works. Okay. You could just go to the screen and that should open up a link, and that will, you'll see Klamath Forest Estates First Edition and the parcel number 265,509. Okay. 265,509. So that was, and that's the one we had for 11,900 down, cash price, or for $497 down, 199 a month, 199 a month for 72 months. That was that deal. Okay. And or you can come, and I'll put this in the chat. Am I am I sharing my screen? Sorry. Did I forget to share? Stand by. Silly me. Sorry about that, guys. There it is. You're probably screaming. Where is it? I don't see anything. Do you see it now? Sorry about that. Sorry about that, Crystal. So take your phone, take your camera, put it on that QR code. I can make it bigger if you would like. If it's not showing up on your screen, I'll make it a little bit bigger. Okay. And you can just open up the QR code that way. Grab that, and I'll have that just for a moment. And that's the cleared and level Oregon parcel ready for cultivation. And then I'm going to come over here and give you the link in the chat. So let me do that now. And then I'll do the next property. Okay. So chat. And this is parcel 1. Okay. That's the reservation link. Okay. Ready for the next one? I'm not going to move to the next one until you say you're ready. If you're ready, cool. All right. So I'm going to go leave that up for just a moment. Cool. And we're going to go to parcel 2. That is 2.4 acres. Here it is. Boom. This is the Treat Oregon Retreat. Treat Oregon Retreat, 2.4 acres. I'm going to go and grab the link for you. This is fun. This is kind of really cool to me. That's the land rush, and we're going to use, and I'm going to download that link, and then we're going to open it. There we go. So I made it huge. Make it a little smaller for you. So there's the Crystal. I will send, you know what I'll do is at the end of this call, I'll send a complete document with all the links in it if you're not able to grab this. Okay. I believe I'm sharing. Can anyone else see the QR code I have on the screen right now? If you can say, if you can, just say yes, that you can see the QR code and that's showing up for you. Okay. So Terry, you can see it. And then if you just take your phone, point it there, usually on an iPhone or a Android, it will open that, and that link will open up for you. Okay. And then I'm going to grab this link and put this, and this is parcel 2, but I'll send out an email with them after the call so you have it. Parcel 2. There's the reservation link, 2.4 Oregon Retreat, multiple build sites. It's pretty close to public lands, and you can take a look at that. Okay. And I'll have links to the individual properties as well. Okay. So, but again, first come, first serve. So, if I get more than one taking me up on this, what I'll do is I'll let you know. It's going to be first come, so I'll know who did it first. And I think those links are by default set to only take the first payment. So whoever takes that first payment makes that reservation, no one else will be able to use that link again. Okay. So it's a one-shot deal for that link that I shared with you. Okay. So great. That's that one. Let's move on to number 3. Um, I'm going to do this out of order. I'm doing this out of order, aren't I? Okay. I mean, this is my order that I had in a worksheet. That's okay. Um, so this, I'm going to go straight to the lake access parcel. All right. And let me grab it. Stand by, because here it comes. Lake access parcel, use, and I'm going to download that QR code for you. And then I'm going to open her up. So there's the QR code for Oregon Shores 2. Okay. And the lake access parcel was parcel 5. That was, I'm sorry, parcel 6. That was 12.5 cash, 747 down, 229 a month for 72 months if you do owner financing, no doc fee. Okay. So grab that QR code. Again, first person will lock it up, and then there should be no additional ability to reserve the parcel. Okay. So that's that one. And I'm going to grab the link for you and put that into the chat as well. Okay. Yeah, I'm probably presenting these out of order, but these should be the correct links for the parcels. Okay. Where's my chat? There's the link for that one. And I'm just double checking because I wrote these numbers down here. That was yeah, that was 12.5. Cash price, 747. If you're doing owner financing, 747 down, 229 a month for 72 months for that one. Okay. And I'm going, and again, this is not in the particular order. I'm doing these out of order, so I apologize. This is the Outdoorsman's Dream parcel. Okay. And power trees, level clearing areas for cabin. And this is on Oregon, I'm sorry, Klamath Forest Estates. So this is no HOA on this one. No HOA, no one in your hair, no one to worry about there. And this is, what's the street on this one? TP. Yeah. TP Lane, 11.9, so 11,900 cash, only 497 down, 199 a month for 72 months. That was what I offered. Okay. So let me get you the link for TP Lane, no HOA. There is a cable TV box there right at the property, and power at the property as well. So let me use that link. Let me download this. And let me open that up for you. Okay. That's for TP, non-HOA. I'm going to test the link for you. Make sure that works. Yep. 2.37 acre, outdoorsman's dream, no HOA. And again, that was 11,900 for cash only, or 497 down, 199 a month, 199 a month for 72 months, no doc fee. Same as cash if you buy it, if you pay it off within a year. All right. And a lot of people have done that with me. They've said, "Hey, Buck, I want to take you up on the cash, same as cash. You know, some things happened, and I'm able to pay it off, and they want that discount. So I'm happy to do that, and I've signed over many deeds that way on the property. Okay, so on properties, excuse me. So that was that one. And this is the ranchette. Call this this is my biggest parcel, 3.17. Still it's a HOA light, so they maintain the roads, and they do ask you not to, clear cut, but it's already pretty clear. So you can put your fence around it and build your little mini farm on it. Okay. So I dig that, and I'm going to use download. There's the link. This is a cash only. This is a cash deal only, but I'm making an incredible deal on this. Of 13,500 cash versus the 18, almost 18.5 for the property. So fence it over 3 acres. The dogs, the horses, the cattle, whatever you want to put on here, because you have the acreage, more acreage to do that. And the county is in the state is going to be out of your hair. And I'm going to open up the link, and yep, there it is. Christmas Land Rush, 3.17 acres, ready to reserve. By the way, all these links. So if you're the first person in and you're able to grab it, it's refundable. Look, if you tell me, if you needed to sleep on it or whatever, and you tell me, Buck, I had a change of heart or something like that happened. Okay, no problem. I mean, we do have a waiting list. We have people that would be interested. So if that happens, I'm not concerned about that, right? I want you to get the land that's right for you. That's what's important to me. And so I'm not misstating, I'm not misrepresenting this land. It is what it is. You see it on the listings. And so I want you to be happy. That's what's the most important thing to me. I love seeing people with a smile on their face. And I love deeding over land to people that have paid off their land, whether it's in cash or whether it's in my owner financing. Love them both. All right. And the final property, and let me know if I missed one. So have me circle back because I did this out of order. 2.32 acre. This one is also the HOA light. So get the keys to the wells. You get the road maintained. You get a good chunk of land, 2.32 acres. And you're like hop, skip, and a jump down to Bonanza. Okay. Hop, skip, and a jump down to Bonanza. So that is the link is right here for the APN. I'm going to grab the QR code. I like this QR code stuff that you can do because it's and I'll put the link in. Sorry if I missed one, and I'll go back and then we'll answer questions. All right, so there's the QR code. I'm going to test it for you. That is for the 2.32 acre stone's throw from public lands. I grab that and I open that up. Yep, 2.32. That was correct. Okay. And that's HOA light. That's the one, you're going to need a four-wheel drive. I'm just going to recommend it. Have a four-wheel drive for a property like this because you're on the mountain. It's on Bly Mountain, so Plat One, HOA, light, keys to the water system, to the water wells that you can fill yourself. You can open up and get access to the water well, fill your tank, and head back to your property. Love that. If I could do that here, I would actually do that. When I first, being a city boy, before I moved to Colorado and, figured out how to be a little bit more self-sufficient and enjoy the fresh air, the mountain air, and the lifestyle and the kinds of things that we have in a more mountain region like in Klamath County. I didn't realize what I was missing. And now none of this stuff phases me. It's like, this is great. I'm going to go fill up my tank and bring the water down to fill the cistern. And the water's, you're paying just for the HOA, which is an incredibly low price per year for the HOA, and they're providing road maintenance. So really, really happy about that. I apologize. I think maybe it says $10 a year. I think I always read that and I'm thinking something's wrong with that number, even if they raise that a bit. Sometimes they raise it to do some well maintenance or something like that, but it's not like a big number. So it's so easy to digest. Okay. So I'm going to come over here and uh, if you guys are cool with it, because I've got a bunch of you on the line with me right now, I'm just going to open up. Someone already said they bought one. Okay, good. I'm just going to open it up for questions. I'm here. I'm with you. I'm live. I'm not an AI, and I am here to answer your questions. So if I missed a property, no problem. If you screenshot, you will get a recording of this. Did I miss any of them? Let me know. And I'll make a sheet and I'll have the properties and I'll have the links in them. The last one, I'm sorry if I didn't put it in. The last one I just shared with you was the HOA light property there. That was the 2.32 acre in Klamath Falls Forest Estates, 1. So yeah, who do we have? Who do we have still on the line? We have Brett Cassie, Chris Craig, Crystal, Jennifer, Matt, Ryan, Terry. We've got a few people on the line tonight. First of all, I want to thank you for giving me this opportunity to do a live stream with you when we had the power out at our house here. And I love doing this. Thank you, Chris. I love doing this. I enjoy being in this business because I make, I'm running a business to make a profit. Sure. But I get a lot of satisfaction out of featuring land and having people tell me they're so happy that they acquired the land. And then if I'm offering owner financing, which in most of the cases, probably almost 3/4 of the cases I'm doing owner financing, is when they pay it off. It's like, well, the only bummer for me is I have to go through the paperwork of doing the deed and recording that with the county. It's not a big deal. But then once it's recorded and I hand it off, I'm so happy to say, hey man, or hey lady, this land is your land, and hand you the keys. And it's like, I have that property now. Now what am I going to do with it? Right? I'm going to make plans. I'm going to go visit. In some cases, you have not in Oregon Shores, but because that's more of a HOA community, but the other lots, you can actually go and camp on them. You could spend a few weeks camping and visiting, and it's your land. You can stay on it. So you could bring a trailer or a camp on it a little bit. While that's allowed when the land is yours, right? So let me just qualify this by saying two things. One is I do want you to, for you to start doing things on the land and staying on the land and that sort of thing, because the land is, until it's paid off, it's my it belongs to my company. So I do ask that you pay off the land before you start doing stuff on the land, like living on it, camping on it, that sort of thing. You're welcome to visit and check it out. Obviously, check it out before you complete a transaction with me and make sure that this is right for you. All right. Um, but I will ask you to read the stipulations of, how does owner financing work with me is because of the county restrictions, you're not able to start doing anything on the land until you own it, until you pay it off. Okay. When you pay it off, I deed it to you and it's yours. And now you can do whatever you want with it, right? It's your property. So Ryan's asking what kind of wild animals are around the Oregon properties. So that's a great question. You have the normal mountain, mountain region animals of deer and elk, bear. So you have not grizzly, black bear, and it's the same habitat that we have here in northern Colorado. So you also have mountain lion, also called cougar, panther. So there are mountain lion. We have mountain lion here too, and it's not something. The only thing I'm concerned about when it comes to something like mountain lion is I don't want to leave my pets out. I don't want to leave my pets out at night, right? Because the mountain lion's going to prey on them. So same thing when you're in Boulder, Colorado. When you're in Boulder in town, which is nice, a town of almost 100,000 people, they say, bears come down and get in the trash. Mountain lion will, people have signs out on the pole saying, uh, they have signs on the pole um, indicating that their cat's missing or something like that. Chris, I will right when I get off the call, I'll confirm everything to see what orders have come in, and no problem at all. Um, those payment options should have been one-time use. So they shouldn't allow more than one payment to go through. So if yours went through, you should be good. Okay. And I'll confirm that with you after the call. All right. Thank you very much. That's awesome. But if you have a property and you haven't moved on it, I know a bunch of people didn't make it to the live stream, but they were registered. So this is going to go out, if not tonight, first thing in the morning, but it's going to go out very fast. And it's okay, cool. It's going to go out very fast and everyone's going to have a chance to spin through this. And so if there's a property you were thinking about, I would just say, go reserve it, right? Because you still have the ability. A couple things I'm going to share with you. If you haven't been on my website, I'm very, very thorough with my guarantees and making sure that you guys are taken care of. And I have just a great reputation as a company, just running a business for a number of years. Is check out the testimonials here on the testimonials section if you haven't already. But go to the guarantee section that I have here. That's actually an older photo of me and my family. My daughter's 16 now, so you can get a sense of how old that photo is. But the deal is you can go for the next 30. You reserve that land. You're not buying it sight unseen. You have 30 days to go. If you put boots on the ground, go check out the land and make sure it's right for you. So don't sweat it. Okay. If for some reason you say, I'm sorry, Buck, it's not right for me or what have you, I will just simply refund your money and make it available to the next person in the waiting list. No problem at all. The second thing is you have 1 year to exchange the property for any other property in my portfolio. Okay. And I'm going to allow you for the first year. This is not on my guarantee, but I'm giving you this guarantee for the Christmas Land Rush special that you can get the same as cash price for the first year if you do owner financing with me. Okay. There's 0% interest. So first of all, you're getting a deal on that. You're getting a lower price per month. You're getting the lowest price I've ever offered for down payment. And you can switch to the cash discount, which would save you even more money within the first year. Okay. So you have all these protections that I'm giving you. So I wouldn't wait. I wouldn't let any grass grow under your feet. You still have the time to think about it, quote unquote, right? Because you have a 30-day time to go and visit the property and make sure it's right for you. And these parcels in this area of Southern Oregon are plum. They are just this is where you'd want to be independent if you're in California now or some other part of Oregon or what have you. This is just a great spot to be and have an amazing lifestyle and still have access to a lot of the other, big city living, if you will. Okay. So I just wanted to share that with you. Let me come back to the chat and see any other questions you guys have for me. Now you have me live on the line that could be personal, could be land-based, it could be anything. Um, I'm an open book on this, and I want to make sure that you guys get your questions answered. And I want to say I really appreciate you being on the call with me tonight. I'm glad that the technology cooperated and I was able to do that. Um, Matt, you're saying Alodial Title. Is that a title company that you use or are familiar with? Um, I use Amerititle in Oregon. That's one title company that I've worked with. I also have a direct relationship with the Klamath County assessor, and I'm able through technology to record electronically with the assessor in Klamath County. So when you purchase land from me, I record direct. They actually know me. They know Country Mile Land because I've been working with the assessor. You can call them up and say, "Hey, do you work with them?" Um, and they will let you know that, yeah, we're familiar with Country Mile and we have properties that are owned by them. We've done a lot of transactions with Country Mile. So that I can record directly and we can save the cost of having to go through a title company when you're purchasing through me. I use something called a land contract. And so it actually brings up a good segue here where if you want to know how does purchasing land on payments work, and I would encourage you to read through some of this stuff on my website on the FAQs if you want to understand how some things work here. Um, but one thing I encourage you to do is I have something called financing terms that I describe how my financing works. Because you can't get this at a bank, right? 0%, super low down payment, super low monthly payments. So I use something that's very well understood called a land contract, also called a contract for deed. And it allows you to repay. So I get a promissory note from you, and you agree to pay the note payments. So they're payments on the land. And then once the land is paid off, I transfer title to you. So I record the deed, I sign, notarize, and record the deed with the county, and now the property is yours. That's done electronically, but I also print out a copy of what comes back to me from the county that's got their stamp on it, and then I mail that off to you too. So you have a physical piece of paper, although technically all these things are done now electronically using PDF files now. But and the only thing is, I do say you can enjoy the property for recreation. Okay. Um, what I'm asking you, and that's an important provision in my owner financing, is that you don't live on the land or improve the property while you're paying it off. So once you pay it off, you can live on it and improve it. Run dirt, run a driveway, start putting your foundation in, build your home, what have you. Okay. But until that time, you're just using it for recreation. You're not living on the land. Okay. And that's actually in our agreement when you do the owner financing. Once the loan is paid off, then I'll transfer the title to you and it's yours. I hand you the keys, away you go. Contact the county, say, "Hey, I want to build my forever home on this." And now, my goal is to make, land ownership really, really easy. That's the goal. So I hope that helps. I wanted to say thank you. I get to turn off my generator now because the power came back on in my house. The winds have died down. My wife said we're going to have more high winds later tonight, but I'm hoping that she's wrong. I'm catching a flight out to the East Coast. I've got 4 kids and 4 grandkids now. So I'm going to go visit my oldest boy, Matt, and my new granddaughter, Ari. So that's an early morning for me. I hope you guys really enjoyed this Christmas Land Rush live stream as much as I love putting it on. And I'll follow up this up since you're on my list. Now, you are the ones that are going to get, you'll get a copy of the live stream. Go ahead if you're thinking about a property, just grab it now, okay? Because once the live stream goes out to the rest of the people that didn't attend, that were registered and interested, that's when the other properties are bound to go. Boom, boom, boom. Hopefully in a domino format. So I hope you guys had a great time tonight. Email me, reply to the email that you got from me if you have any questions, if I missed anything. Okay. Thank you, Chris. And I'll follow up with Chris and whoever else was able to get their order in. I don't know, Terry, if you placed the order on the link that I sent you for as I was going through, or you grabbed the QR code, right? If that link is valid still, you should be able to get in. Okay, I'll let you know, but if you use that link and place an order, you should be able to get in. Okay, and then I'll confirm with you right after this call if when I double check everything. All right. If there's any confusion, anything got messed up, don't worry. If you did the wrong property or what have you, I can refund that or however you want to handle it. Right. I just want to make it super easy for you, and we'll go from there. All right, everyone. Have a great night. Thank you very much. I really enjoyed it, and I will